The other day I put a video out and a post on Instagram saying that if anybody had got any questions that they wanted to ask, particularly people that I knew actually, any question they want to ask about what it's like to be in here, and that kind of thing, any questions in general really. I had some bizarre questions which I probably won't acknowledge, but also I had some sensible questions which obviously are things that people wouldn't know, and I am trying to let people understand it a bit better, because as we've already touched on, living in a van isn't the conventional and isn't the norm, and people think it's a bit weird. Okay, so I'm not going through these in any particular order. First question: do you have a job? Yeah, I've got a job. Work more or less full time. My hours do vary depending on how busy we are, but I at least earn a decent wage, more than enough to live in a van. Again, if I lived in a house, I'd probably be able to make ends meet, but then I really have anything left over. So yeah, I've got a job. I'm not going to go into it. The people know. For those who don't know, I work with disabled children, and yeah, I'll not go into the company and all that because it's a bit personal, and if anybody doesn't like me online, they'll be able to find me. And one thing I've learned about being on YouTube is don't say too much, don't give too much away, especially where you're staying. Thank you, mine. Where do you park at night? Okay, so my plan really was to move around and park in different places every night, but then I ended up being told I could stay in one particular place, which is actually where I am now, funnily enough. I was told I could stay here whenever I wanted, but then obviously in the video you'll have seen a few days ago, I was booted off here by some complete tool. So now basically I was booted off here and moved on. Again, I went out into the Peak District, and there are so many places you can stay there, and it's so nice, beautiful views and everything. And I made a video two days ago, whenever you're watching this, showing that where me and my daughter were staying, and how nice it was, and how much fun we had, and all that kind of thing. But also a little update, well, actually, is that I've been offered another place, which is again out in the countryside. It's got some facilities there, places to eat and stuff, and I've been told really I can stay there whenever I want. So I'm going to learn from my mistake of this place. I'm not going to stay there too much. I'm going to maybe stay there once a week, if that. Yeah, and then basically I'm just moving around. I don't want to be in the same place. That wasn't the idea. So I'll move around. I've got a few safe places again. Actually, this place where I was booted off the other day, funny story, but I just made a comment online on somebody who was commenting about this place on a random group, and then some people got in touch with me, and I shared my video with them, and they were outraged by how the guide spoke to me. And this is why I've come back here today. I've come to meet those people that were being nice to me, and they've been so nice. They live on boats too, and anyway, so basically they just said ignore that guy, come whenever you want, I'll be a guest of theirs. So I don't think I have too much of a problem, but I'm not going to cause any problems for anybody. I'm not going to stay too long. Oh, they've offered me a boat also, so we'll see how that goes, because I really do want a boat. So yeah, that's where I park at night. Various places, out everywhere, in the middle of nowhere. Okay, who and what inspired you? Alright, so as far as people go, Houseless Not Homeless has been somebody I've known for a long time. The indie projects are videos that I've been watching for a very long time, and I always seem to be inspired by inspired by everything that they do. Really, they're a bit too perfect for my liking. They do everything. Everything I want to do, they've already done it and done it better. So I'm a little bit envious of that. Damn you. Kite Van Man. Again, I've said this before. Touring with his missus and his 2 dogs. Always in Spain or Portugal or somewhere. But yeah, just nice people, quite down to earth. I've been in contact with him a couple of times and he's helped me out with a few spots. But yeah, top bloke. And that's it really. I mean, there's various others. There's narrowboat owners. So David from Cruising the Cut has been somebody I've followed, and he's building a van also, which his YouTube channel is called Vandemonium. He's built a van, and me and him have exchanged a few words, a few tips and stuff in the past. And then Narrowboat Dan from Sort of Interesting. He was probably one of the first people I started watching about narrowboats. So yeah, those are people who have inspired me. What else inspired me? I've just been inspired by being outdoors, really, and I've been inspired by peace and quiet and tranquility and all them things, and just being a bit free. I have sort of been boxed in for a while, and I think I just wanted to burst out of that. And so the next question is, where do you go to the toilet? And in particular, where do I poo? Now, I'd like to say that I don't poo, but people do. And I'm a very private person, so I don't talk about this kind of stuff very often. But I go to restaurants, I go to McDonald's, I go places like that, public toilets. But then I go to a friend's house, I go to my dad's house. There's plenty of places. It's not really that you have to be that creative either, really. It's just one of them things. My daughter, I've got a toilet in the van, just because of my daughter, really. I don't want her to have to do anything out in the wild. And she's quite happy to use this toilet. I just don't use it. I'm not that fussed. I can have a wee out a window if I wanted to, or out a door. I don't think anybody's really particularly bothered. I could wee in a bottle. I've got plenty of bottles around. I could do that. But yeah, I just wait for public toilets. I hope that answers that question. Laura? Do you miss having a bedroom stroke living room? I've got a bedroom and living room here. I'm in living room mode at the moment, as you can see. Yeah, I don't miss that particularly. I mean, I lived in a huge house before I lived in the van, and I always preferred the van anyway. And I think being enclosed actually makes you feel a bit safe. It's like a comfort blanket almost. You feel wrapped up in it. And I've sort of done that for years, where I've created a vehicle that, almost like prepping, I've created a vehicle that is prepared. So if anything ever happened or I needed to get away, I jump in it and go. So even before I moved into this, it always had lots of water stored in it. It always had food stored in it that could last me weeks, really. So this is almost a tank. It's almost it's secure and it's safe, and the height of the ceiling and the width of it doesn't bother me at all. But then it is early doors, and I might get a bit restless, and this might just be a novelty. And essentially, I've been here for no longer than a holiday. So we'll see how this time goes on. I just feel like I've got everything I need within arm's reach, and that's quite good. The next question is, can you stand in your van? Now, no. No is the simple answer to that one. I don't think I can just about kneel in the van. But this is another thing that people seem to get confused about. Although I'm sat in it now recording this, and I've just been on my laptop and doing some bits and bobs, I don't spend a lot of time in here. I'm always at work, and then I'm out eating and doing other things, and then I sleep in here. So the only thing I do really is I have a cuppa in here, and sometimes I cook my tea, but if I want to stand up, the doors are just there. All I have to do is step a few feet, and I can stand up and I can stretch, and I've got the whole world is my garden, as I like to think of it. Okay, so the next question is, where are all your belongings? So I sold a lot. Sold all my, well, not all my, I sold a lot of expensive stuff. And the rest is either going to go in the bin, or things that are precious to me and Alice are stored in her mum's garage. So everything's accessible anytime. I've got a key to that garage. I can go, it's just storage really, so I can go get everything anytime I want. But in this van, surprisingly, I've got a lot of stuff. Under the bed is a lot of storage space. I've got more clothes than probably the average person's got in their house, really. Inside here, I've got everything. I've got everything I need. So, yeah, it's no inconvenience, really. Where do you shower? Okay, again, friends, families, the swimming baths. The van does have a shower, although I've not used it yet, because I haven't really needed to. So I have a shower more or less every day. I may have skipped a day. I don't think I've skipped 2 days ever. But yeah, I'm not bothered about that. I'm a man. I've got deodorant, and I've got soap, and I've got a flannel, and I've got baby wipes. It's not essential that I have a shower every day. I've got other ways of keeping clean, and I am a clean person. I am used to a certain standard of life, so yeah, I'm clean. I think I've had a shower today, and I'm alright. So yeah, shower anywhere. Quite like the idea of going wild swimming to bathe, but not done that yet. Not dared. Where do you have a wash and clean your teeth? So I sort of answered that in my last question. Where do I have a wash? I wash in the van. I've got running water. I've got warm water. I've got a bowl. I've got a sink. I've got all the flannels and sponges and soap and toothbrush and toothpaste and all those things. I've got everything that you've got in a house essentially. I've got a mirror as well if I ever need it, but who wants to look at me? Not me. So yeah, that's the same. It's easy. Showering is easy. Washing is easy. Okay, how do you wash your clothes? I've got a huge pile of clothes in a bag that need washing. And I did get a work colleague, thank you very much Jane, to wash my first lot of clothes. But this lot, I've had offers to clean it, but I kind of just want to find somewhere to do it myself. So I'm going to find a laundrette or a laundry service that will do it for me. Because I don't want to rely on other people where possible. I want to just be able to drop it off somewhere and get it done. So I don't want to put people out also. But yeah, I'll just be going to a laundry place and pay them to do it, or do it myself, laundrette. How do you find a secure place to park? Well, I've just known about a few places for a while, so I just go there. And other than that, really, people have messaged me saying, have you seen this place? Do you want to come to this place? Come to my place. So yeah, word of mouth, friends. It's incredible how many friends I've realised I've got in the last couple of weeks. Like, I've lost touch with a lot of friends, and then friends that I've not spoke to in over 10 years have reached out to me. And it's been incredible. Last night I got me and Alice got a free meal. We got a place to park at night. We got a warm welcome. We got more or less waited on hand and foot. It was really good, and that was an old friend, and I really appreciate it. I'm not going to say his name because I don't want him to get in trouble, but you're a good man. A seriously good man. What does your daughter think to living in the van? Well, she's 6, so she thinks this is the best idea ever. But she's going back to school next week, and I am worried that people might pick on her a little bit. So me and her mum have tried to work on that, on what she's going to say to people, and she is going to say that she lives with her mum, and that's it, and there's no difference there. She lives at her mum's house, that's fine. when she's here, we go on holiday. So every weekend is like a holiday to her. And that way, it just avoids any crap really with kids. I think kids can be cruel, can't they? So, but yeah, she loves it. She loves every minute of it. She, as you'll have seen from the video the other day, she wants to be involved in everything. She helps clean. She helps do everything. She's an incredible kid actually for a 6-year-old. She's dealt with a lot of stuff, and you know, she's keeping me strong, and she's looking after me just as much as I'm looking after her, I think. How do you chill out? Well, I'm here chilling out today. I've got the afternoon free. My watch is dead. I've got the afternoon free today, so I have taken some time, which is the first time in a while I've been able to just sit and do anything. So I sorted out some internet banking stuff for my new bank account. That's all done with. I'll move that out of the way because it's got my old address on. And then that's it. And I watch YouTube videos, and I record videos, and I relax, sit out in the sun, get a cup of coffee, and that's how I relax. After that, I mean, I do ride my bike sometimes. I do the magnet fishing thing, which is something else that you'll see on my channel. I do lots of things to relax, really, but right now I'm taking some chilling time to just be on my own. Things have been difficult for the last 2 weeks, and I have not had any time on my own, but now hopefully I'm just taking this time today to just get my head straight. And the other question, I think I may have already touched on, but does the limited space bother you? Yeah, no. Again, I like that it's enclosed. It feels good, it feels safe, and it feels secure, and that's the main thing, really. Does it bother me? I mean, I sometimes wish I had a bigger van so that we could spread out a bit. But if I got a bigger van, I'd only fill it with stuff again, and it'd just be as enclosed. So no, it doesn't bother me. I don't know how long this is going to last for. It could be a few weeks, could be a few months, could be a few years. Who knows? But yeah, it's not bothering me right now. And it is the you know, what I was getting before wasn't making me happy, and this is making me happy. So you know, it's a tough one. Do you miss living a more conventional lifestyle? No. I'm used to having nice things, and I'm used to having a nice house and a tidy house, and expensive things around me, and money being thrown around, and expensive holidays and all that kind of thing. And actually, it doesn't make you happy. It doesn't make you happy at all. Money does not make you happy. Money can change your lifestyle, but just because you've got money doesn't mean you're going to be happy, and it's true. I've experienced probably extreme poverty, and then I've experienced having money in the bank and travelling the world and all that kind of thing. So I can honestly say that less is more. It's probably not as black and white as that, really, because I mean it's who you're sharing that time with, and it's what you're doing with that time, and it's what you're doing with the money and stuff. So, but for me right now, things are good. Things are really good. I've got lots of good friends. I've got lots of free time. I've got lots of freedom, and I've got lots of peace and lots of quiet, and that's priceless. You can't buy that. Where do you eat? Well, I'm guilty of eating out a lot. I'll be honest. Meal preparation isn't something that I'm motivated to do in the van particularly. I mean, I warm things up, and I add boiling water to things to make them cook and all that, but I've not really cooked anything properly. I have got things in, I've got rice and pasta and sauces and all that to cook, but I just don't really bother. I need to be eating more salads, so I might as well just buy fresh salads and eat them. I'm eating a lot more fruit and stuff, which is, you know, over there, but I eat everywhere, just like anybody else. What do your friends and family think of your new lifestyle? Well, my friends have been brilliant, really. I think people are more worried about my mental health, I reckon. People are more worried about me and think that I'm going a little bit mad, or think that I'm destitute or I'm homeless. But actually, the more I've spoke to people, the more people understand it, really. And a lot of people have said that they're quite jealous of this, that I've had the opportunity, or that they, they wish that they'd done this when they were younger, or before they were tied down too much. So, for the most part, friends have been brilliant. Family, I've not really had too much interaction with family members, actually, and I think, but then again, would I normally? I don't know if I would. I've not really spoke to anybody other than my dad, and he's happy if I'm happy. I don't think there's any. He seems happy with it. I think he'd like to come with me, probably. Do you feel safe parking in random places? Well, they're not that random. They are random, but they're not that random. I park in places that I already know. I park in places, especially when I've got Alice with me. I don't want to put her in any sort of risk, really, which is something that her mum is concerned about also. And we have discussed it. She's probably still not happy with it, but she's been quite kind and quite patient and quite understanding of this idea. So, she has every right to be a little bit worried. But when I've got Alice, I park in places that I know are safe. I know that there's not many people around. I know that we can get help. Yesterday, we discussed with Alice about what to do if there was an emergency. So, if I was out in the middle of nowhere and I fainted, or I didn't wake up, or I fell and hurt myself, Alice knows my passcode to my phone and my iPad. She knows how to find her mum in the phone, and she knows how to call it. But also, as an extra bit of security, I'm letting her mum know where we are. So I'm sending her the location of where we're parking. So if anything did happen, we've sort of got all bases covered. But we tend to park in safe places. But these things could happen in a house. Like, it could just be me and Alice in a house, and I could pass out, or I could die in my sleep, or I could fall over. And Alice would have to know how to do that anyway. She's 6 years old. She should know how to call for help, or call for the police or something. So we've taught her that, and I think she's confident enough to do that. She's quite a bright girl. But yeah, I don't really park random places. I park in places that I already know about. Give or take one or two. I park in places that I know, and that's it. Yeah, I don't feel unsafe anywhere. I can lock my doors, and I've got a big ass axe and a big ass machete, and knives and bits and bobs. If I needed to use that kind of thing, then I've got that to use. And I think that it would be more of a danger for somebody to approach a van like this at night, because they don't know who's in it. I can see out, they can't see in, so But anyway, I tend to park in places normally where I know what they're like. I know there's other people around. I park in places where a lot of van owners go to, whether that be tourists or people who live in vans. I go to places where there are people around usually. So I don't feel like I'm putting anybody in any extra danger. But, who knows. But anyway, that is it for this Q&A. I hope I've answered all the questions thoroughly enough. I've gone on quite a lot. If you've got any more questions, ask away, and I will try to do another one. Things may change. My answers may change as time goes on. So yeah, ask again. And anyway, I'll see you soon. Thank you very much for watching, and thank you very much for the support.